Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on today's show, possibly a little sad news coming from Mercedes-Benz. According to the folks over at Automobile Magazine, they're reporting that they've looked at future portfolio for the Mercedes brand, and oddly missing from that portfolio is the SLC, formerly known as the SLK, which is kind of sad. This was a cool little entry-level two-seater convertible from the folks over Mercedes-Benz. Now again, Merc has yet to make any official announcement about this vehicle's death in their lineup, so we'll definitely keep you in tune if we hear any more about this situation. Next up on the list, Volkswagen. Well, it's been in the news for a long time over the diesel scandal, and not only myself, but a lot of other outlets have reported, or at least rumored on, situations where Volkswagen AG may end up selling sections of the company to try to pay for their mounting lawyer costs and all their criminal charges and all the other monies that are going to come out over this diesel scandal. And now the folks over at Reuters are actually reporting that the Italian motorcycle manufacturer Ducati may be up on the block and may be sold very soon. That there's possibility of being talks of this manufacturer being sold. This was an interesting deal in the beginning anyway, because Volkswagen actually allowed Audi to purchase Ducati several years ago. Now this may be really good news for anybody who would love to own the Italian motorcycle manufacturer, but it may not be too bad of a deal for Volkswagen either, because there are other reports claiming that Ducati could be worth upwards of $500 million more than they actually paid for it. So not too bad a deal of investment, if you ask me, even though I'm sure they would love to keep this manufacturer. Next up on the list, Porsche's in the news for something interesting. In fact, it's way more of a rumor, because there's been a lot of photographs coming out over the past several days of a oddly looking 911 that's been lapping around the Nürburgring Nordschleife loop that looks an awful lot like the old 911R. Now, if you don't remember the 911R, basically this was a driver's car. A lot of the goodness from the GT3 RS were splattered all over this machine, but the Porsche faithful will scream loud and proud they wanted an automobile that was a little bit more hardcore and definitely wanted a manual transmission. All 991 units of this vehicle were sold exclusively with that manual transmission. It also lost a lot of weight due to a lot of the niceties in the vehicle, including the air conditioning system and along with the stereo system in it as well, which you could actually buy back for an additional fee. Now, here's the trick. If Porsche is building another 911R successor, it's going to sell out just as fast as that first go-round of these machines, because the Porsche faithful loved this machine. So we'll have to wait and see if this is real or not. We'll definitely keep you in tune if we hear any more. Next up on the list, Nissan's doing something that a lot of manufacturers are actually dabbling in, and that's the collector car market, which has become quite the hot property over the past about 10 years. And the folks over at Nissan are going to help you out if you own an R32 Nissan GTR, because they're putting together a brand new heritage parts program that's going to put together a lot of the parts that are needed most by the R32 owner. Now, exclusively R32s right now, but in the future they're hoping to expand this to the R33 along with the R34 GTRs and hopefully some of the other models inside of Nissan's portfolio. So we'll definitely keep you in tune if they stretch that out. This is also only for countries where this vehicle actually sold in, so here in the United States apparently it's not going to be available, but the fact that these vehicles are a lot easier to import because they're older than 20 years old means that a lot of these vehicles have been migrating to the United States. So hopefully Nissan can at least hook you up on some of the parts that they have available. Next up on the list, well, if you ever wanted to work in Sweden, for the folks over at Koenigsegg, folks over at TopSpeed.com are reporting that up to 40 people may be getting brand new jobs with the Sweden-based supercar manufacturer. And they're looking for what they're calling car-loving people, or people with a real automobile passion. Now, some of the folks that they're actually looking for are assemblers, service technicians, along with detailers and purchasers, and prototype techs along with an electrical harness CAD engineer. Now, if you think you may want to get in on this action, you may want to live in Sweden, you may want to work on one of the coolest supercars on the planet, but you're thinking you may have to actually speak Swedish, well, that may not be the case. They're actually looking for people who are fluent in English to actually come to work for them. But I'm assuming if you could speak the land of the Swedes, you would be easily welcomed into the portfolio. So if you want to get your hand, head on over to the Koenigsegg website and see if you can get yourself a brand new gig with Koenigsegg. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiast. Don't forget to like us over on the Facebook page. Links down in the show notes. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time and get the first dibs in the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.